Hi there, Martin. How are you?
I'm fine. Yeah, nice to see you again.
You too.
It seems like it's been not very long, but that's fine.
So whilst we're still in this period of launching our lovely Kickstarter for Vanish the Cat, I thought it might be nice if you were to read a verse or two from the book.
I'd be happy to do that. Funnily enough, I have it handy. So my Vanish was not a popular cat, said Marvin the Moth and Roger the Rat. He spits and scowls. He's very rude. He looks at us just like we're food. Let him go free or let him choose, said jolly Jill Mongoose. People bark, so keen to help, he chased his tail and gave a yelp. The next day, all our plans were laid and all accomplices were paid with tasty treats and super snacks. With Vanish safe, I would relax. So picture now, the scene is set. Roger Rat, right from Cat's dish, eats pile of tasty tuna fish. Pepito hides behind a tree to chase Cat into house and me, awaiting with a fishing net. And Vanish sat up high in tree, as calm can be. Right then, he wished he'd seen it sooner. That rat eats all his tasty tuna. And suddenly the wind stood still and nothing moved at all until, so quiet, down from mango trees stepped Vanish, rather cross, you see. So there you go. That's where the build up to the climax of the whole poem is.
Right, the action scene and what's going to happen next, I wonder.
So I was thinking, Sue, I was looking at your pictures of animals and fish and things, and people are saying to me how much they like them, and I wondered how do you bring these kind of characters to life? Because you know, what can you do to make them seem like they're coming off the page, if you like?
Well, I suppose there's two answers to that. There's one is the sort of technical, what method am I using to create them with? So I use watercolors with some inks and sometimes a little mixed media added in there. But it's basically watercolors, which I think give, especially for a children's book, they give a lovely glow to the work. And watercolor has always been my first love in terms of painting medium. So that's the first thing. It makes everything seem alive and glowing, I think. The second thing is that I used sort of live models or real. I wanted to use real looking animals rather than a cartoon type drawing of an animal. So that has its challenge. I've been a sort of pet portrait artist. It's not the thing that I promote the most, but it's a thing I've done an awful lot of over the years. So I suppose I've gotten quite good at that. And so it's easy for me to draw them in that realistic way. And then in addition to that, is the important thing is to bring out the character. So that's where you have to look for something in addition that you can bring forward and maybe exaggerate a little bit. So there's a bit of a caricature in there.
Yeah.
The characters.
So I actually wrote another poem about a cat earlier on. I don't know if you'd like to hear a bit of that.
I'd love to, yes.
Okay.
And this is for children as well?
Well, this is more, it's not specifically an adult poem, but it's more, I guess, aimed at, you know, cat lovers. So just go back to the beginning here. Here we go. So this is about a cat who's getting older and relaxing, but suddenly gets very jealous of something. It's called Hollywood Mog. In dotage, see old Mog recline, reflecting on his life so grand, of comforts rich, adventures fine, no happier cat in all the land. His loving owner, Beauty Rose, warm house, good food, some chairs to scratch, a choice of beds, a choice of clothes, and twice a week a mouse to catch. And at weekends, now take a note, he had control of the remote. He'd lounge around and rub his belly to watch whatever on the telly. But Attenborough was his choice. He'd cruelly heckle other beasts or spit or meow in full-on voice whilst gaily dining on his treats. "These animals lead paltry lives," he said to Rose. She's unimpressed. "How fat and warm, see how I thrive. My life of all, it is the best." Till one day, eating tuna jelly, our hero got an awful shock. For lifelike there upon the telly, his loving servant, Rose the Doc. "This cannot be, it is not fair, my Rose up there in telly fame." In pity at his great despair, she changed the channel just the same. The spat out tuna made a smell. Rose set the switch to fan extractor. The channel changed, but who can tell who'll win the annual X Factor? Now Moggy, tranquil in his pose, his axe would judge and all agog. He closed his eyes a while to doze, then jumped to hear a barking dog. Looked all around about the house, out of the window in the garden, ignored a cheeky field mouse. Was that a dog? Excuse me, pardon? Then horrified and so transfixed, he saw the dog upon the screen and loudly meowed, "The show's been fixed. It's CGI. Know what I mean?" Mog's hair on end, he spat and hissed. "So what?" said Rose. "He's just a dog. He's got a talent. Get the gist?" And so began the Moggy blog. Dear diary, curse that dancing dog, that idiotic prancing fool. I'll make this plain within my blog. Oh, worthless dog, this cat shall rule. This is my vow and testament, my humble Moggy manifesto. My words and actions I'll present, nailed to the cat flap and hey presto. To bring this canine down to size, this pledge I'll make for my rendition. Such steps towards that final prize, record an X Factor audition. Thank you.
Oh, that's certainly different.
Yeah, well, that was to entertain a friend who had a cat that was getting old and a bit sickly, and I thought, maybe I can think of the cat lying back watching the telly.
Yeah.
And yeah. So it's lovely to see you, Sue, today, and
Yes.
thanks very much for calling. And I look
we'll
forward
be
to
back
seeing how
soon.
our project is going.
Yes, yep. It's
Brilliant.
coming on well. Okay, we'll see you soon.
See you soon. Thank you. Ta-ra for now.